One of the editors of the independent student-run journal called Doxa, Tyszkiewicz was charged, along with 3 other people, with involving minors in committing actions that pose a threat to their life. Her crime was appearing in a 3-minute video that was briefly posted on the Doxa site earlier that year and that expressed support for students threatened with expulsion for participating in anti-governmental protests, which followed the arrest of Alexei Navalny in 2021. And my second desire was to identify an existing tradition that in some ways tries to shift the emphasis from the experience, kind of the suffering of the political imprisonment to the pedagogical lessons that one can extract out of surviving these extreme conditions. And I believe that this tradition really takes root already in the 19th century. Just to kind of illustrate the point that liberal opposition is very much attached to the dissident canon. And thank you for bringing the question of decolonization. So indeed, for this generation of younger Russian kind of oppositionally minded people, decolonization, racial justice, decentering the discourse of Russia is very high on the agenda. And that's another reason why I think that they are kind of tempted to look back, to turn back to the kind of writing of political prisoners from about 100 years ago or more, is because in those writings we have a lot of discussion of, again, maybe the rights of the indigenous people of the North, the colonial situation of extraction there. So it lands much better with the sort of desire to decenter the political discourse. There is a certain fatigue with the phenomenon of Soviet dissidents, right? And with what they brought into the 90s, right? Which was not much politically. The Soviet dissidents who were very active during the perestroika, by and large, did not enter the sphere of politics after the collapse of the Soviet Union. So for that reason, there is a desire to maybe search for alternative models, right? And think on a greater historical scale.
Diasporas are always, miniature versions, condensed models of the society at large, right? But so isn't prison also, with its semiotics, with its ways of generating cultural narratives, simply narratives, isn't it also a miniature version?